Hi, my name is Mitch Frumpkin and I'm president of Kipcon Incorporated, which is a professional engineering consulting firm. I'd like to thank you very much for recently requesting us to provide you with a proposal to perform a transition study for your community. As you know, the transition process is the most critical process that an association goes through in order to establish itself both financially and fiscally going forward. It's the time when you, as the homeowners, are taking responsibility from the community, from the developer. It's a very important time in the life of the association, and the question becomes, who should we select to help guide us through this process? The first thing I'll say is that if you're looking for a firm whose goal is to bring the association into litigation with the developer, that is not Kipcon and that is not our goal. While of course some of our transitions have ended up in litigation, the ultimate goal is for you, the homeowners, when the transition process is over, to be some of the best salespeople for the developer because you've moved into a community, you've transitioned control of the community from the developer to you, and you're happy homeowners. Don't get me wrong, there's never been a community that's been built that's perfect, but taking a realistic expectation of what that means is a very important part of the process. My experience with transitions go back a number of years. I'm sure you're all aware of the Community Associations Institute. I was president of the New Jersey chapter, and then I moved on and became president of the national organization. At the time that I was president of the national organization, it was recognized that there's a big problem across the country with construction defect litigation as communities go through transition. At that time, I reached out to my counterpart, who was president of the National Association of Home Builders, and jointly between the Community Associations Institute and the National Association of Home Builders, we have a committee made up of experts across the country, and we developed what's known as the Best Practices paper on transition. This paper talks all about how a community can get through transition in a non-confrontational way. One of the things that evolved from this paper is the development of a national advanced level course called the M370 class, which is titled Managing Developing Communities, which is taught across the country by 3 people, including myself. So in addition to that, just recently, CAI had their Loss Seminar, which they have every year. And this year, I had the opportunity to give a presentation at a Loss Seminar with 550 attorneys present from across the country on the anatomy of a construction defect. If anybody would like copies of any of these, please feel free to contact us. So in addition to the experience, what makes Kipcon better? Here is an example of one of our transition studies. In the transition study, probably the most important part of it is to take an objective view of how a community was built, to see if it was built in general conformance with the design drawings and any deficiencies that exist to outline them. What we do in our reports is we describe in detail all the deficiencies we observe, as well as what standard they're measured against. Without the standard, you can't consider them a deficiency. Another very important part of our studies is what I call our Punchlist summary. In our Punchlist summary, we list every location where we've seen the deficiency, what the standard is, and where it is. I've never met a developer that is willing to go through the transition process without understanding the extent of the problems that are present. Probably the most important part of the transition study is the ability to negotiate with the developer to come to a conclusion and solution on the various problems, and to understand the interrelationships between reserve funding, construction deficiencies, and maintenance. One of the things that Kipcon is known for is our ability to negotiate with the developer on behalf of the association so that we can reach a conclusion on the transition process so that the things are fixed and that the association can move forward with a fiscally and financially secure community. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we would look forward to the opportunity of guiding you through the transition process. Thank you very much.